you were like this. Oh, we thought you were calm. We thought you didn't know how to talk. We thought, oh, we didn't know, Hey, also for those comments, you know, and I was like, wow. Then the 2020, I pretty much just went into like a blank space, because people were now like, oh, is that you? Is that what you think? Is that what you do? Is this what you've done before? And things like that. So it was a crucial part of my plan that we set off to let people know who Kweku Addo was in Ablekuma West.
How do you describe yourself?
Oh, I hail from Akom Fie, which generally, the Akwamuts and the Kweapums, we are calm people. Talking about myself,
but Asomani is the one who got the keys from the.
Being calm doesn't mean you are not bold. History talks about we being warriors and all, but in our current dispensation, you realize that we have very calm demeanor, but then tough on the inside. And so basically, I am somebody, I like to take things easy. I don't like extravagant things too much. I like to be normal. And I like to be fair in my mind. Whatever I do, is it okay? If not, So basically, I'm a very, very simple guy.
What was it like growing up in the 70s? Because you were born in the 60s, late 60s.
Yes.
What was it like growing up?
I grew up in a home with 10 other siblings.
You were number what?
Number 8.
Almost towards the end.
Almost towards the end.
So you have siblings almost like as old as you, a father?
Yeah, 70s and onwards.
Yeah, what was that like living in this big house?
It was a big house. That's the funny thing. It was a 2-bedroom house,
with 11 children.
Yeah. So the boys slept in the living room and the girls slept in the bedroom, and mommy and daddy and the last born slept in their room.
Describe bedtime. How many boys were you?
5 boys.
Okay, not too bad. The girls will have population problems, but you...
They are also 5. But as we were growing, the older 2 girls got married, and so they left, so there was a little room.
All right.
So in the bedroom, we slept in the living room, and there was a fan in the middle of the living room. So the older boys slept under that.
Oh, they left you guys in the sweat.
So so I had my cool place behind the 3-seater sofa. But it was a normal thing.
Okay.
You get up in the morning, you roll up your mattress, and then day starts. Now the bedroom turns into a living room again.
Okay.
You understand?
That's a fact.
Oh no. We grew up. My both parents were very religious. So there was this early morning devotion every morning, 5:30. So there was decorum in living, and everybody understood there was the older, even the one before you call him bra. It was established.
Yeah.
Yes. But the interesting thing was during Christmas and things like that. Some Christmas, my new dress had to be postponed. So like. You wear your older brother's last year Christmas shirt.
Okay.
And so it was.
In the rank of the boys, you were which number for the boys?
Number 4.
You're number 4. Okay. So there was somebody behind you.
Yeah,
who would take your clothes also.
Yes. But then I think by the time it got to his turn, the older ones now were working and things. So I think things had eased down.
Okay.
So then he didn't suffer much of the brother thank you thing. You understand? So, but it was all fun.
You enjoyed your childhood?
I surely did. And now I look back and I think I should have even enjoyed it more. Where in the evening, Mama would set the table, 11 plates, and everybody had their color. And then she'd be scooping the food.
What was your color, man?
Mine was yellow.
Everyone had their color.
Yeah. 2 people normally share colors.
Okay. So you and who share the color?
Me and my younger sister. So the yellow plate, and then she'll go breaking the fish small.
Wow.
And so I take it like that. But it was fun because the family bond was so great, and we still are very bonded.
How many of you are alive now? The siblings.
10.
Yeah, 10. One passed.
Well, the eldest.
Oh man.
She passed during the COVID in London.
She rests in peace.
And so it's been fun, and we've kept it.
And then you went to school in South Labadi, you went to school in Latebeokoshi, and then Suhum.
Yes.
3 different places.
What happened was that the South Labadi Experimental, which is the homeschool,
yes.
Yeah, I went there from class 1 to 3, while the others were at St. Anthony. Then at the point, I think financial things changed, so I also joined them from class 3 to upper 6. When then I went to Suhum Secondary Technical.
What was secondary school like?
Oh, it was fun. And
was it free?
No, you paid, but now when you look back, I think it was 4 cedis, 19 pesos or something.
In the 80s?
In the 80s. Actually, I went to secondary school in 1981.
Okay. Right after the coup.
Yes.
No, in the year that the coup happened.
Yes. But then, at first, I chose 3 technical schools.
Which ones?
GSTS,
Takrady,
Kweku Addo, and Sum was my third choice.
Okay.
And then when the results came, my dad had gone on trek. So when he came, we went to GSTS and said the place was full.
Okay.
We came to Accra, slept, and then we left to Kweku Addo. We got there, the place too was filled up.
Oh.
Then he said he had a friend who was a lodge at Sohom, so we should go. We went, and I said, no, my first choice now, because it was something.
You wanted to go to GSTS?
Yeah, And then so we went to Sohom, and then I was admitted. And now I look back and I'm proud to say I'm happy I went to Sohom.
Initially, you were not happy?
No, initially I wasn't happy at all.
How was that like? I mean,
because your friends were going to GSTS, and even in our minds in those days, we figured some schools were more prominent than others, and so then it was, GSTS was the thing during those days, or Kweku Addo Sectec, Burma Bar, and things like that. But then when I went to SUM, I realized that I didn't have a choice. Now I was here and I have to stay, so we managed it, but then it was fun.
And you studied what science?
Yeah, I did science. But those days we had this combination because it was a technical school. So I did physics, chemistry, but I didn't do biology, but I did agric science.
Okay.
And then I did woodwork, and then I did econs, and then I think geography.
So you can make a table and chair for me?
Oh, sure.
You can?
Sure.
Easily.
It's been a while though. But at least the technical mind is
still there.
Yes.
At that time, did you have an idea of what you wanted to be when you finished school?
Actually, during that time, I'd wanted to. My dad had encouraged me to pursue agriculture, so that's why I had the agricultural base. And so, right after school, I went to the Kumasi Tropical Institute of Agric.
Okay.
For 2 years, and then just about when I was about ending, that was when my dad passed.
Oh.
So then the whole narrative changed.
How did that impact you? Can you remember when you got the news that he had passed?
I was in school, and unfortunately it was around the March the 7th, Independence Day. I had gone to play soccer, and I'd gotten my leg broken anyways. So I was at G, awaiting
hospital.
Kumasi. So then I got my POP, so I came to Accra. When I came, they said, Daddy was not home. I was like, he's not well, he's been taken to Kolebu and all. So then it was, I think, a few days after when they broke the news that he had passed. But then, I had only one leg at that time. So the funeral and everything happened. And then I also started working on a crutch.
Were you close to your dad?
Yeah, to an extent, but it's not like now we are with our children. Then it was that anytime we talk, school is saying, school fees. Then
provider.
It's only in the morning, maybe devotion time, we'll pray and stuff like that, but we're okay, but not as close as to my mom.
So you don't remember yourself crying when your father died?
Interestingly, I didn't cry. He died in 88. But then I was having my own pain.
Your leg was more
the heat in the POP and all.
Yeah.
So the funeral came and went, and then I started getting better. So I started using a crutch, and then I moved to the walking stick. And then when it healed, eventually I started working with an auntie of mine. May she also rest in peace, Kweku Addo at Achimota. She used to have a block factory, so I'll go there and manage it for her.
Okay. What was that like?
Oh, it was interesting.
Well, the workers, these days people say the workers are the biggest problem. What was it like? Were they stealing blocks?
No. If they get opportunity, they will steal. It was interesting because what I didn't know when I went was that, like, maybe you're supposed to manufacture 30 pieces per bag.
Yes.
They could go up to like 32. So every bag that you get to, then eventually they
swap the two.
So over 10 bags, that means you have 20 blocks. So when somebody comes, they load. So when I went, I corrected all those
one
things.
time. Because it's making the blocks weaker. If you do more blocks, you should have been doing.
Yes. And then we used to get the cement in the silo, not the bags. So that was also, I think, the quality was a little bit low. So all those things happened. And I remember during those times at the block factory, we had customers like Azuma Nelson.
The boxer.
Yes, Mark Tonto, because they were building behind our block factory. So you get to meet them. And then, interestingly, that's when my life changed. I was there one day when the driver of my auntie told me that, Kweku, you're a good boy. Not wow. I was like, hey, whatever. Then he said, passport. I said, Yeah, my pastor was Abraham. So I went home, told my mom, and my mom was like, "Hey, I don't want any libby stuff. No, just do your work. Maybe be quiet and things like that. So then the guy came pressing on me again. That was around the time the merger of the East and West Germany.
Okay.
And the guy said, "No, I want to help you. You're a good boy." Because within 2 years that I worked there, I was able to help my auntie to buy 2 tipper trucks.
Wow.
Reformed. And I realized people come there in the evening with her friends. I said, "Mama, then she agreed. Then
you getting all this entrepreneur?
I don't know.
Were your parents entrepreneurs?
No, my mother was a teacher and my father was a surveyor. So the guy was very happy with me. So then he got me a visa.
Okay. Straight to Germany.
To Germany.
And what time of the year was that when you landed in Germany?
1990.
Okay. Was it a winter, summer? What time?
Oh, it was winter time.
So what was your first experience of snow like?
Charlie, it's not rough. I went with the jeans. I remember. And there used to be a square briefcase. With
yes. And then combination members.
Yeah, combination. And then I had my jeans shirt, a jeans shorts, a trousers, my shirt, and then I had a jean jacket. And then when we got to Berlin, came out of the plane, my ears as if somebody was using my phone.
Really cold.
Very cold. It's like, hey, they're likely,
Didn't they give you intelligence that the place would be very cold?
I was supposed to meet my friends in Patrickham's in West. So I had to arrive and take a train over there. So I got there out of the airport, and then the first taxi I saw, I just told them that the nearest hotel, and then nice Mercedes-Benz, cream in color. I said, "Hey, how do I do?" But I was feeling cold. And then he turned on the heat and took me to a hotel, Shells or something. Then from there I sat in there for a little while. Then I recomposed myself, and then took my bag and came out and found a train back to the West.
How long did you spend in Germany?
I was there for 3 years.
What were you doing in Germany?
The first year I tried to learn the language, but then I think my tongue was not too good for it, and so then.
So you don't speak Dutch?
Bitternish.
What is that?
Please not. So then I worked in the pizzeria for a while.
You're making pizzas?
Yes. I became very good at it.
You're a pizza champion?
It's serious.
What's your favorite flavor?
I could fly it and then roll it.
Nice. What's your favorite flavor?
Tuna pizza.
Tuna.
With anti-choking and broccoli and things like that.
All right.
Yeah, and even still I do enjoy when I have time to be able to do.
So you can still do your own pizza?
Yes. When I have the time.
When you have the time. Okay.
So then I did that. Then I also worked a little bit at the Ford company in Cologne.
The car company.
Yes.
Okay. And then, what were you doing there?
No, I was just screwing.
Riveting. Oh wow! How long is your shift?
8 hours, but then
of just doing.
Then you take a break and then you come back.
It's tiring, huh?
It's tiring, but there's money.
Okay, good money.
Enough money for Ghana.
Okay, and there were Ghanaians on that floor?
Ghanaians on there. Actually, to be honest, when I went, I started as a cleaner.
Okay.
With a 2-hour shift. And then later on, I got the opportunity because a brother of ours helped me to be able to secure the job when somebody went off. So basically, that was the part of Germany. But it was
you legit though? Did you have papers?
No, in those days they call it Ukodie, you understand? That's how I think.
So how did you survive? When you're police, what do you do?
No. Once you did the draw, you have your paper to be able to move around.
What is the draw?
You seek asylum.
Okay. So you sought asylum, economic refuge. Okay, all right.
Because then my friends that I went to meet, they were, that's Victor Usu's sons.
Okay.
They were
politician.
Yes. Yeah. So then I went to hang with them for a while. But later, once I did that, they took me to my own base, which was in Habarat, near Cologne. So that was where I was. But then it was back and forth, but I wasn't too happy.
What was your best moment in Germany?
Quite a few of them.
Okay. So
the nice parties.
Okay. Good parties. George Zako was big back then, right?
No, then Lumba had then started.
Okay.
They were not too far from us.
Which of his songs was hot around that time?
Oh, Mekwadruchi, the one he did with Champon.
Okay.
Those were the ones that had just come.
Okay.
And just seeing a new place.
Right.
Let me tell you a funny story. One time I was supposed to be coming from Cologne to Habarat. And then I boarded the bus and I fell asleep. And then before I realized, they were waking me up that
You had gone cry.
And the last, and I didn't know where I was.
Damn.
You
Do you have money in your pocket?
Oh, you know, little money.
Okay.
So it was around 10, 11 o'clock. So the buses were about closing. So I met a lady, and then I explained. She spoke English. I spoke. So she took me in her car, dropped me somewhere.
Okay.
And then I connected a Strasbourg back to my. But so when I came, my friends were like, "Oh, what chair?" I didn't say anything.
No. They will laugh at you. And then you stayed in Germany, and then you traveled again.
Yeah, so then I came to Ghana.
Back to Ghana.
I came back to Ghana, and then my older sister and then my fiance was in the US. So they had filed for me.
Okay.
So then I had the opportunity to visit the US.
Okay.
You know, so it was there that I really that was in about 24, 25 years old.
Okay.
So
90s.
Yes, 90s.
Mid-90s.
Mid-90s,
Okay.
94 thereabout. So that was when, now I'm like, okay, so now what is it? Here's an English speaking.
Let's settle.
Let's settle.
Okay. You go back to school? You go and learn stuff? What did you learn?
I did quite a bit. So then my sisters were like, oh, you know, here if you want to, so it's nursing. You know, so I said, okay. So I went to nursing school.
So you've done pizza, you've worked on the car this thing, you've done blocks,
yeah,
and now you're a nurse.
Yes. So I did the LPN course, finished and everything. Then I realized I didn't like
licensed something nurse.
Licensed practitioner.
Nurse. Okay.
You know, so I realized I didn't like it.
Was it heavy? Was it unpleasant work?
It's a job, but the part I couldn't stand was when somebody passed.
You don't like that?
Because I worked in a convalescent home.
Okay.
And then, you know, you build relations with these old people, and then you come back the
customer dies.
and then I'll go and I'll be thinking.
What was the first experience like?
No, that was one old Hispanic man, Mr. Gomez. He was in the last room at the end. And that man was very troublesome, you know, but I was the only one that he could relate to.
Okay.
So he also became a pal. He spoke broken English, but I will manage to, you know, talk and stuff like that. Then one morning I came and he had passed, you know, and I was like, you want to crying, you know?
The customers are just down on you.
You know, so I decided. So then I went to the bank teller school. You know, so
you entered banking too.
I entered banking too. I have suffered though, you know. So I entered banking, but then luckily, you know, that funny time. This story, not too many people know.
And you want to know?
You want to know? You know, then I had this Jerry Curl.
For real?
I'm telling you,
I cannot imagine you with Jerry Curl.
Come on,
what is it called, Jerry? You have to give us a. You had Jerry Curl, the dripping one?
Not the dripping one, but you know, the cool one. You know, and my ears was pierced.
You pierced your ear? Let me see. Is the evidence here? Oh, so full.
Yeah, because I was a bugger, you know.
Wow.
You know. So then I went to an interview at Bank of America.
All right. Okay.
And then, you know, after everything, they told me they'll get back with me. So when I went out, this black lady walked out with me and told me that you did very well, but look at how you look. And I was like, damn. You know, my mom had complained so many years. I wasn't even.
We're sending her pictures of you in the earring.
No. When I came from Germany, I had it. Yeah. So it had been with me. You know. So, oh boy. So then when I went home, I took it off. Went to the barber, cut my hair. You know.
Santu? Or just like
normal. You know. Then you scrape the back and then you know.
Yes. And you want an interview? You got it?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
So the lady told me it was my appearance.
Oh no.
So then I said no.
Never.
So then I took the earrings off, cut my hair, you know, started dressing straight.
Have you ever worn that earring again?
Never.
And the curls didn't come back?
No, never, up till now. And now the hair's even bald anyways.
And so you missed out on the banking, then what happened?
Yeah, so then, but then I was able to get into City, City Travelers Bank.
Yes.
And so there, I was there. I worked there for a while.
Which state were you in America? Which city?
I was in California for a while, then I moved to Maryland.
Okay.
And then in Maryland, that's when I joined Citibank.
Okay.
And then worked for about 2 or 3 years. Whilst in Citibank, I worked in the recovery department, and then that's where I got an interest in real estate.
What is recovery?
You know, like people whose homes have gone for bankruptcy, foreclosures and things, and the banks need to repossess
them. So they buy the homes?
No, you get a loan to buy a home. You are not able to pay, so the bank repossesses it.
They take your house from you?
They take it back because you owe.
Okay.
And then we still needed to manage the home so that it could be traded off.
Did you experience some sad stories of people who...
Oh, a lot. That department was a sad department.
It's a bit like the nursing place where people are dying on you.
Oh, but this one there is money. It's money. So that's why I realized that in America, the buying and selling of homes were a big deal.
So you entered into it.
So I went to the training.
Okay.
And to become a registered real estate agent.
Wow.
And which they will call a realtor, registered with the National Association of Realtors.
Okay.
And then, so that was where now the interest in real estate started coming, buying and selling.
What's it like selling a house, man?
Oh, it is so sweet. You know, anytime I sold a house, I bought a new suit.
How many seats did you have?
Oh, plenty, but now I don't even like wearing them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're nice kaftan, man.
The place is too
hot, man. It's too hot.
I've given some away, you know, but then it was a joy.
Okay.
Then,
all right.
You know, you had a good car, you had a good job.
What car were you driving at that time?
ML 500.
That's a Benz.
Yeah.
Hey, also for you too.
Proud to that, I had a C240.
What brand is that?
Mercedes.
You are just a Benz guy.
Yeah.
Is it a German thing?
Yeah.
The taxi you entered in Germany was a Benz.
Yes, a car. No other Benz.
No other Benz.
You know, and even now, I still have an old C280.
Yeah, be a Benz guy.
Yeah.
Yes. And so you stayed in America for how long?
A little bit over about 10 years or a little bit.
Did you get married there?
Yes, I got married.
Okay.
And now I have 4 children. Mm-hmm. And then my mother started aging. Mm-hmm. You know, then she called us because 5 of us were there, mm-hmm. and said one of us should come and help because she had started a school when my dad had passed in 84. Yeah. And so now the school was growing. Odarin, yes. Okay. So my older sister had issues why she couldn't come because of her children. Yeah. And then, you know, the stubborn one has always, I said, let them try it.
So now listen, nurse, everything, and now you're going to education.
Yeah, I'm going to education.
Okay.
So when I came to Ghana, I was like, I looked at the whole thing, but you know, it was all management. Mm-hmm. You know, Mama was so kind-hearted that when people don't pay fees, she would just like, when she would sign the paper and then call the mother.
She was soft-hearted.
Very. So when I came and said, no, all these things have to change.
You were hardcore.
You know, because she will call you in the US. Oh, meet your salary, so they will all bring 100, 200 together. Then we send to her, then she pays her. So when I came, I said, no, new law.
The people hate you for that?
Hey, almost the appearance. Mama, where are your bar? I don't know.
They're doubting your look with her because you're
different.
Was it a Yankee training you?
No, I think I was just being principled, mm-hmm. and it was a business and it needed to run well. Mm-hmm. And then one day my mom called me and told me that this thing she's doing, she's not doing for the money. Or yet you know, she's doing to glorify God.
Okay.
You understand? So I shouldn't come in. So then I took a backseat, and I was like, okay, Mama will flow with. So then I told her, Mama, you know, if I have to do this thing, we have to be clear. Mm-hmm. I've left everything to come and do this thing. So let's agree on certain things. You give me the power to be able to run without any interference from my siblings or anybody, okay. So that I can do, at any point, we can transfer leadership. And so we spoke.
You wanted a super majority like the one President Mahama has right now?
Well, that was, yeah, I wanted it all. Autocratic. You know,
did she agree?
She did. And my siblings also agreed.
They agreed?
Yeah.
How did you convince them?
I didn't have to. Because you had the opportunity, you wanted to keep the dollars. You also had an opportunity, you want to keep the dollars. I want to do the cities. You should leave me to run the city.
That's all.
You know, I think it was simple. But then everybody will get their remunerations at the end of the year, based on profits. But then no interference. Because I realized that multiple leadership pairs will not work.
You need a straight chain of command.
You know.
Is the school still in existence?
Yes, it is.
Still running?
Yes.
Okay.
So, but the funny thing I was saying was that, so what my mom was doing, I came through, and then before I realized, the spirit of the old lady had entered me, and I was giving scholarship for
philanthropist.
You know, and now that almost about half of the students there have some form of scholarship. Mm-hmm. You understand? Because I came to realize that the need, and mommy told me that, say, I was speaking this in a council.
Yes, and that was translate for me.
He said, say, Unyankopon Mautika, now did in a big car, nature of a so Bobby.
So God gives you money?
Enough money for you to eat, and you have excess. That means you have to help somebody.
So that's the ethos behind ordering.
Oh, that has been, you know. So then I saw the sense in it.
Okay.
You know, today if I'm here, I don't think I'm here on my own accord, but I think it's a favor that God has had on me. You understand? It's on grace. Yeah. So that's what we've been doing.
Were you shuttling between America and Ghana while you were here?
In the beginning, I did it for a while, and it was too tiring. You know, and then with the school issue, Ghana, when you are running business, I tell people when you are not here, it's not hands-on. You always go back. Because anytime I went and came back, there were issues that I had to solve. So almost for about 14 years or so, I've never even traveled to America. I've been here.
Did you work on the Barack Obama campaign?
Yes, I did. You know, that was when I was about the time where I was coming before I left. Because in my neighborhood, in Joseph, I live in a town called Joseph.
Which state?
In Maryland.
In Maryland.
Near Columbia. And then I had a friend I worked with in Citibank who was one of the main campaign people for the then Congresswoman. And so then in talking, then they realized that they needed to get into the black votes. You know, the African Americans. So, you know, and then I'd taken church more seriously.
Were you a reverend then?
No, not yet. Then I was a lay minister in Lighthouse. So then I had to refocus. And so I started talking to people, handing flyers, giving them a reason why an African American being a president would be beneficial to them, especially with the immigration issues, the affirmative action. So then we decided, so in my neighborhood we'll go around in the evening.
This is long before he became candidate for the Democrat Party.
No, when he had become the candidate.
The candidate?
Yes.
So maybe that was your training for what you'll be doing in Dansoman many years after.
Even that, I did it because, you know, we're happy to see a black man come to power. You understand? But then when I came, it's a different thing. Here in Accra, it was the little things that I think we should have that we were not having. You understand? Because water was a problem in Dansoman. You know, people say it still is, but I don't know. You know, so I told the people on my street, let's do a borehole. You know, I spoke to a few neighbors, and they were like, "Oh, if you are going to Mumbai, you know, you do all this." And I said, "Okay, so whatever." So I went ahead and did it. And it's been there for almost 13 years.
Still working.
You know, and then when there's no water, everybody comes to queue. You understand? And I remember we were talking about lights. That our street used to be very dark. You know, we all came together and we bought the lights by the help of Marco Sacre and others. And then you know, so like we're building our own community. So many at times we'll buy boulders and things to fill the street when it rains because the water was in the street. So it was those communal things. You know, that I was like, I think we can do better. We deserve better. You know, because I had lived in Dansoman from 1978 when I was in class 5 at St. Anthony. And like the street has always been the same. So now
it's got to be improvement.
You get the point. When we were growing up, I remember even as young as when we were at South Labadi, we would walk all the way to Riga to go to a library. And here in Dansoman, you don't find a library. I went to one at the Nassau, small one. The books there, you can count them on your fingers. So things that was agitating my inner self. You know. But then you know that the issue becomes the politics in Ghana. You have to affiliate. You know, and then there is that perception that all accounts are MPP or whatever it is. You know, but then
all others are NDC, that kind of thing.
You know, but then I had the privilege to my friend Humphrey. Humphrey, we were friends in the US. I visited the NDC, their chapter programs a few times, you know, as a sympathizer. But when we came here, he gave me a copy of the Constitution.
Okay.
You know, and then when I read it, I was like, this
is what you want.
This is the human face.
It fits with you.
It fits with me. You know, so then I told my mom that because we are politics. Now I say, hey, no, yeah, Christopher. People
will be insulting you left,
right, family. Things that you know. I remember she telling me, you know, even your growing up has not been easy like that.
So she was against it. She was against it. Who in your family was said, "Hey, go for it"?
None of them.
Nobody.
You know, it's a Christian family. I have 5 brothers. They are all ministers. The female one, she's also a lay minister. The older one, the other 2 are married to pastors. So it's a house.
It's a pastor house. And you're also a pastor.
But I'm a pastor, but still, what has to be done has to be done.
Do you have like pushback? This what is? I would want to comment on X. But how can a reverend be going into politics? You get that kind of feedback?
In 2020, I got it a lot.
What were they saying?
Oh no, so why are you going into politics? And even after, just recently, I had one pastor in my community say that he believes that if you're a pastor, you want to go into politics, then you have to resign from your position as a, you know. And I said, when I was told, the person who told me was very angry. I said, no, don't be angry. You know, sometimes lack of knowledge. You understand? Because in reality, if we want to look at the biblical and the religious aspect, all the years in the lives of the Israelites, it was men of God, people filled with the Spirit, who the Lord allowed to lead his people. Until then, Saul, they said, we also want a king like this, and it happened, and thereafter. And so any nation that does not have a direction, and direction meaning from the word of God or from the mouth of God to direct them, it's an error.
Well, my theory is that people think that politicians are liars. So why should an Osofo go and become a politician and also become a liar?
Well, I pray that at least you remain principled, you let your character speak for you. And I think it's we the citizenry who have made politicians liars. And we the pastors who are not getting involved with the governance of our nation, that's why more liars are even lead. If so, they are described as. But the fact remains that if you are honest, and you are doing what you're supposed to do, whether you be a pastor or not, you are still a citizen of the land.
What do you make of all these prophecies that this person's going to win, that person's going to win? I mean, people asking for prophecies from you because you also have...
No, but I'm not a prophet.
You're not a prophet. What do you make of some of these prophecies, man?
I think, you know this men of God, you get the point. I think at a point, they need to come to a reality and a sense of knowing that the Lord will judge us whatever we do on earth, whether in and out of our bodies, you know. And also understanding prophecy, the little I know about prophecy sometimes is not in time. You know, there are things that make the Lord will reveal to you. It doesn't mean it's now. It could be later. So you need to delve deeper to have a better understanding. So sometimes when I hear them, I was like, oh wow, hey, what do you do? You know, you hear some, and you know, now that I'm also affiliated to a party, the NDC party, and then you hear prophecy and say, oh, GM is not going to win, and then you ask yourself that at what point is the truth of what God is saying? You understand? So for most of the prophets, I listen to them, but personally I don't dwell too much on them. You understand? Because what you heard and your interpretation, your understanding of the word that gives you the base for you to be able to say it, you should know. And you are the only one who will know because nobody else will. You understand? So these prophecy things, they are true prophets though.
Yes, they are.
They are true prophets.
As they have false as well.
Yeah.
So in June, you managed to get the current vice president-elect to come to Dansuma. Did she come?
Yes, no, she was supposed to come, but she came in 2020.
Okay.
But this year, she wasn't able to make it.
This year, who came before the election?
Oh, today, this year, General came.
The whole general?
The whole general. That was a few days before.
How did you make that happen?
Oh, no, we invited him.
Okay.
He was doing the Accra tour, and we urged him to stop because it was likely we were going to win the seat, and he needed to come. And it was a real motivation.
What was the energy like?
The energy was wow. You know, the one thing, when he came here, I was standing next to him. Then he says that there is a big tree. But what reminds me, that's what him speaking.
Yes.
It's a reggae song. We said, if you are the big tree, I am the small axe. You know that reggae? If you are the big tree, you are the small axe. So when he said
ready to cut it down. Okay.
You know, then I was like, wow. You know, and then he made another reference. He said that Ablekuma West for Kweku Addo baako. Yeah, Pamono, near the Kweku Addo papa. Let's have that.
Is the president also born on Wednesday?
Yes.
Oh, it was written, eh?
So it was just a joke.
Was there too? Basintale?
Oh yeah. If you do care, we'll do care. If you do care, we'll do care.
You rep your gangster.
That's what he said. That's what Malik said, and I think he was also fantastic.
A lot of energy.
Yeah. And then the president himself also was in our constituency.
Jim.
Yeah.
Charlie, you attracted all kinds of big fish.
Yeah, because it was our time. Ablekuma West for 12 years have not seen enough development. We've not seen, and you know, if truly you come to Dansuma now, as if a canopy has been lifted off the people, a burden. A lady almost pushed me down yesterday.
Why?
I was just crossing the street to buy a pawpaw, you know, and then so, hey, honorable, help me. We bought almost from. Bro, that's it. I went to my mom and bought them. I was like,
they're happy.
They're happy. You know, but
did the pawpaw drop?
they were now capable of feeling it. You know. But then anytime after such thing, I back up and I say, wow, expectation is big.
What does your family feel about all this?
Oh, now they are all excited. Now all those around, they all brought their votes to Dansoman, because after 2020, I told them that it is a necessity. You know, and the mistake that I did was, before doing all this, I never sat with them to let them know what my thoughts were.
Yeah.
You know, so later when I sat with my brothers, I told them, because of this, because of that, because of this, and I keep telling them, if you guys don't get involved, and then things don't change,
don't complain.
Don't complain. You know, because you ask most pastors in Ghana now, the offerings are not coming. Since after the COVID, the offerings are not coming.
Is it the economy?
It's the economy. No, you because
so you think for economy increase the offerings?
Definitely, because more of the church people will get jobs, and then they'll pay their tithes and pay their offerings, and even attendance to church has also decreased because of the same economy. You know, because if you are going to church from Dansoman and you have to come to even Accra, before you spend maybe 5 cedis in and out, now you have to spend maybe 10 cedis in and out. How much are you going to put as offering, and how much are you going to spend to have lunch? You know, so the economy, whether we like it or not, affects all of us. You know, but the sad thing is, when good people sit and not do anything. I had a gathering with the pastors, and I was telling them that I believe we need to rise up. When we rise up, it's not only by prayer, but we should teach our children, the Christian children in Sunday school, to take up positions as class prefects, school prefects, SRC presidents, assemblymen, MPs. And then now when we are saying we want a Christian leadership or a religious leadership, and this I talk for both sides of the religion, Islamic too, then now you can have righteous people leading. Because you know the Bible says clearly, and the word of God has always been true. It says when the righteous lead, the people rejoice. You know, when the wicked, and in wicked is referring to people who do not believe in the sanctity of the word of God and his wholeness.
Let's talk about some of the stuff that happened after the election. There were reports that the MP's office was attacked, vandalized. True?
I heard about it. At first, it was reported to me that the municipal assembly, some people had gone there. So immediately, we sent people over there. When we went, apparently the people they identified there were not people from our constituency. So then right away, I put a call into the divisional commander, and I told him that this is the report I've gotten, and the people that I'm told they are not from the, so they should quickly rise there and get the people arrested. You know, so then later he called me and said when they got there, the people were not there. Immediately after that, I got another call from the director of MIA and said the people were there. So actually, he called me, and I think the people entered, so I could hear the noise on the background. And so then also we sent some of our security boys also to go over there. When they went, I think they were able to stop the people, and then the police also came, so they were able to get some few computers, and then they sent it to the police station. It was later that I saw a video run around. And so right there we did a press conference, the constituency did a press conference, and then we did a press release that because in Ablekuma West NDC, I can say for a fact we know everybody, and none of them will even do that, because you know what, the Sunday after the elections I had we did a walk through the southern part, and I told everybody we've won. Nobody should go, even not a poster should be removed from the wall, not a flag, because when we come to power on the 8th of January, on the you understand? Then we'll decide how we want to clean the town. You understand? So there was no need, and everybody agreed with me. And so far, I'll say it with all firmness that none of the citizens, and especially NDC members in Ablekuma West, are part of those things. And I think the police should be up and doing and find those culprits and let the law deal with them.
Has Mrs. Esulawusu Ekufu called you to congratulate you?
We are not cool like that. You know, honestly, I've met her 4 times in my entire life. You know, once was in 2020 during the COVID at Opokuwari, and then the other day I was in a church when she also barged in, and then I think we met at the special voting. She stopped by, we greeted, and I think that's about the only time. We are not like, and I don't expect it anyways.
Would you be surprised if she called it?
Very, very surprised. I'm very surprised. Because there's so many things she has said in the past that I think, even if she called, I would have asked her to apologize to me.
Which one hurt you the most?
Oh, when she said on Asampa FM, I think in 2020, I feel saying Kweku Addo, the Reverend Amisro. I said, oh, this chick, But I guess that is politics, but I think politics can be done devoid of negatives and those things, you understand? A question has been asked, no, I think I'll win, I'll do this. Yeah. But when you demean other people, I think it's not proper, you understand?
What was the mood like in church on Sunday?
Sunday, we didn't go to church. They declared us after 10:30, 11 in the morning. And even I'll take this opportunity to apologize to the Mount Olivet Church, which was our coalition center. We had our pink sheets and we knew we had won, but then the declaration took so long that it took us into Sunday morning. And so whilst we were doing our Jama and things like that,
they were in church.
Yeah. And later I realized that it disturbed them, and I would want to take this opportunity to apologize. Okay. But then next time I'm sure we'll do better.
On Saturday you guys are working?
Yes. So after the results, we walked through the southern part, Glife, Bebu, Shiabu, and we ended there. And so this Saturday we also want to walk through the northern part to thank the good people of Dansuman for giving us the nod, and also to assure them that we will live and work honestly with them, and whatever we do will be impactful to the community. You understand? I've always promised that I believe that every leadership should be that which impacts the community. And that's what I promised to do for the good people.
What are the two English names that you threw away?
Very carefree. And there's a claim to us.